Alright, so next it says it's Backstreet Girls?
I cannot find a streaming service that has this on it. What is it on?
That is a good question, actually.
Because this was one that, like, my buddy Strider and I were very excited to watch, but we couldn't find it, so we haven't seen it.
Yeah, I think I might have seen it around, but I don't think I've seen it on Crunchyroll or anything like that. I'm not sure. I've never really looked because...
We can't say anything about it because we haven't seen it, despite the fact that we want to.
Yeah, I just read the premise of it, and it's kind of strange, but...
It sounds funny.
Yeah, I can see that. Actually, thinking about it, it's probably done at this point. Because it says it's only 10 episodes.
Yeah, so it's probably done.
So maybe it's going to come out when all the episodes are done. I'm not sure.
You know, yeah, maybe Netflix held it hostage.
Alright.
I hate when anime gets put on Netflix so much.
Alright, well, since you haven't seen that, and I haven't watched it, or you can't find it and I haven't seen it, I guess next is Sunahara Sono Kanrining-san. I'm sure I made a lot of people
I don't know what
cringe.
this is.
Yeah, from what I can understand, one description that I can make from this, I can't remember if anybody mentioned this before I saw it, but basically, remember Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid?
Yep, didn't watch that either.
Oh, okay, well, never mind, you won't get the reference. But basically, the show is, there's a young kid that is a boy, but actually is treated like a girl or something like that because of how they look.
Oh,
yeah.
That's this show. Yeah, we didn't watch it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I watched like maybe the first episode, and just the relationship between the caretaker and the main character is just weird. Because it's just like, I don't know for sure, but I can guarantee there's an age gap there, but it's just like, it's kind of uncomfortable at times. But of course, I'm only seeing a little bit of it, so can't really say that much since I have very little experience.
That's fine, because I have some things to talk about with Drop to Kill My Devil.
Oh, is that next? Oh, okay. Yeah, go ahead and talk.
The show's mean. The show's very mean. We only watched the one episode, and I don't even remember if we got through the whole thing, but I know I've seen other clips from this show. It's I guess the one pro is it's pretty. It's a nice looking show, but the show's humor is very mean-spirited, and I don't like it.
Yeah,
that is not my humor. It's got it's just a lot of bullying, and it just sits with me the wrong way.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I know that you just mentioned that you haven't watched Dragon Maid, but it kind of reminds me in the same idea as that. Because in Dragon Maid, basically, main character meets all these dragons and they live at home with her, more or less the plot of it. And it's just like I'm just reading the description right now. A demon girl with the tail of a cobra, delusional gothic Lolita. They have all these different things, and I think they might be all mythological characters. I mean, I'm just looking at the poster. I'm just reading the poster right now. One of them has a chainsaw, and these are little girls.
Yeah, because one of the main jokes is that the girl with the twin tails constantly beats up and destroys the girl with the snake body constantly, to the point where they have to put a mosaic over her because it's so violent, and it's distasteful. The only good joke that has come from this show that I saw was, I don't know what the context was, but the snake girl had the mosaics over her as if she had just been beaten up, and she was like, I can't take anymore, you gotta go. And the girl's like, alright, fine, I'll come back when you're healed up later, or something like that.
Alright.
And the snake girl pushes the mosaics down like a blanket.
Oh my gosh.
Because she was hiding behind the mosaics, and that made me laugh.
That sounds funny.
Everything else was just uncomfortable.
But yeah, this is gonna be a common thing with a lot of the ones that I watch. I've only watching only the first episode, never continuing the rest of it, and this is definitely one of them.
Yeah.
And I feel like the next one is probably going to be fast to go through. Have you watched any of Gintama?
I've watched a bit of Gintama.
I haven't
have
watched
not
any.
Sat through all of Gintama. It's very long.
Yeah.
But it's very funny. But I have not watched the new season.
I haven't watched any of it at all. And if I have,
I'm told
I don't
it's
remember.
very funny. Like,
Okay.
the bits and pieces that I've seen of Gintama, like, scattered throughout my lifetime, have been very funny and made me laugh. It's just not something I've ever been able to just sit down with.
Yeah. But the next one, this is a nice twist. An anime that I have seen, but you haven't yet.
Yeah,
High Score
yeah,
Girl.
because, again, I can't find what this show is on.
Yeah.
But I want to watch it real bad.
It's really...
Because I grew up in arcades, and I love arcades.
Yeah, it's actually funny, because when I was reviewing it for a video, it's kind of half and half. Because on the one hand, it has all these video game references, and the one reason that I wanted to mention it to you, Street Fighter is definitely a huge thing in the show. I know you're a big fan of that.
Great.
But basically the show is all the characters are all in 3D, and it looks kind of weird at times.
Yeah, it's kind of like Ruby.
Oh, is that 3D? I've never watched it.
It's all in like that. Like everybody's in CG basically.
Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, at first it looks kind of weird, but for me, after a while, I just got used to it.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't say it's like my favorite show, but I love it just for all the video game references.
Yeah, I've very much wanted to watch it. And if I don't get to find a place to watch it, I will at least read the manga.
Oh yeah, that's true. But that's all I have to say about it. So, have you seen Anglemois?
Anglemois?
Anglemois.
Yeah, it's not good.
Oh, okay.
We watched a couple episodes, wanting to get something out of it. First of all, get out the way the thing that this show is known for. It looks like someone smeared Vaseline on a camera lens and filmed this show, because there is some weird filter all the time, and it's bad. It looks terrible.
Huh.
Outside of that, it sounds bad. This show's sound design is garbage. Every sound from every action that takes place feels so muted and uninspiring. I don't know if they were going for like some type of realism factor, but when you're making a show, your sounds have to pop with the show. They have to come out. There are scenes where like a sword will slash a dude and you just don't hear anything, or just some weak sound. And yeah, God. In real life you wouldn't really hear anything, but that doesn't work in shows. You have to hear it. Swords will be clanging and it'll sound like you're hitting your knife with your fork at dinner. And the writing wasn't great.
And also, I'm just looking...
So we dropped it after like 3 episodes, I think.
And I'm just looking at the genres of it now, and apparently samurai is a genre now?
Yeah, sure.
I never knew. I mean, I guess like, vampire was a genre earlier, so I guess it makes sense to give samurai its own.
Yeah, like we wanted to like it because we usually like historical stuff, but we couldn't keep it.
So, any other thoughts on it?
It probably could have been a good show if it was just put together very poorly, and whoever in the production department decided to put a smear Vaseline on the show, you should be fired.
Okay then. So, I haven't even seen the next one.
I don't know what it is, and it doesn't look like it's fun to talk about.
Yeah, I mean, looking at it, the only genre is ecchi. So, I guess...
Probably real bad. Girl falls through ceiling? Sure, whatever.
I guess, since I'm probably not going to have any of the posters for any of these anime on this screen, I might have the title, I should say. Joshiochi? I guess that's how it's supposed to be pronounced?
Maybe. I don't know. I've never even heard of the show.
Yeah, I'm just looking at the poster right now, and I'm feeling a bit uncomfortable.
Yep, I don't like it.
So, moving on. Kyoto... Oh, Homes. Oh, it's a mystery. Okay.
It's not. Don't let that fool you.
Okay.
This show is boring. The only thing I can say about the plot of this show before we fell asleep was it's about this guy who works in an antique store, and he's just super good at identifying antiques, and that's it.
So why does it have Holmes in the title then? Oh,
yeah. It's there to bait you and make you think, oh, this is like some Japanese Sherlock Holmes, which the guy is probably smart like him, but all he does is identify antiques. And spot fakes.
So he looks at antiques and figures out what's fake and what's not. So
yep, that's it.
What I'm hearing is this is basically Pawn Stars the anime?
Yeah, but bad.
Oh my god. Never in my life would I think that there'd be a Pawn Stars anime.
I guess love Pawn Stars, and I don't even want to compare this to it because it's so boring.
Alright, well, sounds like you've reached the end of your rope with this. Review Starlight?
So, there's this new streaming service that started coming out last season called High Dive. I kind of want it every now and then because it's got a lot of classic stuff like Big O that I've been wanting to go back and rewatch. One of the problems is they don't have any like apps outside of your phone, so you can't really watch it on your TV very well. This show, on the other hand, we have not watched it. I have friends though that have watched it, and their consensus is it starts out very strong production wise, but the production value starts dipping with every episode to where it seems like they threw their whole budget at the beginning and couldn't sustain it. And at this point, a lot of people that I know of that have been watching it have dropped it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I haven't watched it at all, so I have nothing.
If you're into theater, this will hit home for a lot of you, but so far. There's a giraffe. There's a talking giraffe.
Oh yeah, I did see that.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, thinking about it, if you said it's basically theater, and honestly, if I would have to watch an anime that's basically theater, I would pick Hinako Note in a heartbeat. I love that show so much.
Yeah. This show is like theater dialed up to 11 though, because there's like combat in it, but I don't know.
Alright. Next is Lord of Vermilion.
Bad.
Oh, okay. Well, that was fast.
We watched this first episode, and it's your basic reverse harem, where it's the one girl with like 8 overly attractive and overly dressed men who wear outfits that I cannot see anybody putting on purpose and going out their normal day, because they look so outlandishly uncomfortable. And there's some supernatural crap going on, and that's neat. But the whole time we're watching it, we were kind of making fun of it because all the dialogue and stuff just seemed like watching people forum roleplay on a website like Gaia, and they're 12 years old. So we made fun of it for as long as the episode lasted, and then dropped it.
I mean, hey. If you're
wait, no.
Oh no.
That's not Lord of Vermilion. I'm sorry.
Whoops.
That's actually Phantom and Twilight.
Oh, I see that down there. Okay, yeah. So what's Lord of Vermilion?
I thought Lord of Vermilion was Phantom and Twilight. I was wrong.
Okay, well that's not a good start if you mix those up. So have you?
I don't know what. Nope, I don't know what it is.
Oh, okay. Okay, let's see. Okay, so there's a fog. It causes an unknown virus and an epidemic, and people wake up next day as like nothing happened. Okay.
It looks neat, but I have not seen this on any of the streaming services I use.
Okay. Well, I guess if you're done talking about, if you're talking about Lord of Vermilion, maybe not.
Yeah, because I don't know what it is. Sorry.
Okay.
I thought it was another show.
Okay, now I'm really excited, and my heart might break a little bit here. Have you watched Mukio and Roji's Bureau of Supernatural Investigation?
Don't know what it is.
Oh my gosh. I'm pretty sure I talked to you about this before.
I think you have.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
I see that it's from Studio Dean. So
yeah,
I'm sure it's good, but this also might be one that it might have shown up on a streaming service very late, or it's not on any of the ones that I use right now.
Okay, yeah. But honestly, thinking about we were talking about anime Sherlock Holmes. I think this is more anime Sherlock Holmes than
Yeah, I'm
What was
looking
the
at the
other one?
description. I would say that. Yeah.
Yeah, Holmes. But basically, how do I explain this? It's like How to Keep a Mummy, but it has law involved. It's really good.
Cute.
It's not really, I wouldn't really
Sounds
call it
good.
like as far as cute, just as far as like the supernatural element, I guess.
Gotcha. We'll have to look that up again and see if it's on something we can watch it on.
It's really, I really like it. Honestly, it's probably just from the fact that the first episode threw me off so much, because basically the show looks like it should be kind of related to kids. It just looks like it would be a kid show just from how I'm looking. But I really enjoy it. I'm not sure if this part got cut out, but whoa, you okay?
Yeah, it's kind of going in and out again.
It looks like it should be a kid show, but it's cool. I don't know exactly what I can say about it without spoiling much of the show.
Yeah.
Even though it's at its core, it's basically a monster of the week sort of thing, but it's cool. I like it.
Gotcha. That's good. I mean, there's nothing bad about seeing something that might be geared towards kids and liking it. Like, there's plenty of good kid shows out there still.
Yeah. Alright, so I guess next would be Planet With.
We watched it up until the green-haired girl opened a door and then stopped.
Okay. I guess that tells me all I need to know.
Yeah, so bad thing about this show is I know it's good to an extent. It's got some real, because I have friends that watch it, and the podcast that I listen to talks about it.
Mm-hmm.
It's got a very good message that's very relevant to today's times, that it's trying to convey about like violence and people being in control of weapons and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
The problem is it's buried in so much random for the sake of being random bullcrap that I can't deal with it.
Oh, okay.
Like, if it again, it's got good messages that it's trying to convey and very relevant messages that it's trying to convey, but it's just so much random crap all the time that I can't sit through it.
Okay. Well, I guess you made your piece upon Planet With.
Yes, that is all I can really say about it, because I haven't watched a lot of it, but what I have watched I couldn't sit through.
Yeah, I haven't watched any of it at all, so I can't say anything.
Yeah.
So
It, honestly, I can say you might like it if you give it a try.
okay. Alright, so do you want to go into Phantom in the Twilight? Because you kind of already did. You basically murder it.
Yeah, Phantom of the Twilight's not great. If you missed it, rewind to the part where we talked about Lord of Vermilion, and I accidentally give my review
Yeah.
of Phantom and Twilight thinking it was that.
Yeah.
The end.
Alright, well, like you said, you basically made your piece about that earlier, so
Yep.
I guess next is, I've seen this poster before. What's the English title of it?
Tanagawa
Okay,
something,
that's it.
something. It's
Yeah.
a spin-off from a show called Kaiji.
Okay.
And I haven't watched this yet because I'm not finished with Kaiji.
Okay.
I only have a little bit left, but Kaiji is a classic. I guess in today's times it would be considered a classic. It's a gambling anime,
Oh, okay.
like a shonen style gambling anime.
Oh.
So, did you ever watch Yu-Gi-Oh! Season 0?
Oh, yes.
It's like that.
Oh,
It's
okay.
like serious gambling games.
Oh, okay.
It's really good. The art can be a bit to get used to, but I like it. It's Madhouse, so like the animation itself is going to be good.
Yeah.
And I like Kaiji a lot. I like stuff that has to do with gambling. So, but I have not watched the spin-off yet, purely because I've seen people say that there are some spoilers from the show that you will learn if you watch this, but the spin-off is apparently like kind of doing like a comedic look on like what middle management
Oh,
in
okay.
businesses and corporations can look like. So for that, I really want to watch it, but I don't want any of Kaiji spoiled for me, so I haven't watched it yet.
Okay, I gotcha. And on the subject of things potentially being spoiled, have you by any chance seen season 1 of One Room?
I'm embarrassed to say yes.
Okay. Well,
because Melanie watched it.
Okay, well, in that case, follow-up question. Did you like it?
Not really.
Okay. Well, considering that the only description of it is basically what we can already tell from the title, what exactly is the show about?
If this is the show, I'm almost certain this is the show I'm thinking about because Melanie pointed out this to me. I think this is the show that's from a first person's perspective.
Okay.
And that's about all I remember because I didn't like it.
Oh, okay then.
Yeah, I think it's meant to be. It's kind of like if I'm thinking of the wrong show, I'm sorry, but I think this is from like it's supposed to kind of be like you're watching a visual novel almost.
Oh, okay.
But even when I was in the room when she was watching it, I kind of just fell in and out of it. I wasn't paying a lot of attention because I didn't like it that much.
Okay.